Hello, friends. This is John Connor III with episode 143 of Shadow and Flame of Magic, the podcast. And today we're going to review X-Men Volume 7, Issue 4. So let's get to it. And so this is written by Ted McKay, penciler Netho Diaz, inker Sean Parsons, colorist Marte Garcia, letter VC's Clayton Cowles. The X-Men have been settling into the factory, their new headquarters in Alaska. They've all been investigating a series of mysterious new X-gene activations among adults. When a video of Cyclops confronting one of the new mutants went viral, it put the team in the crosshairs of Agent Ledquist of the Office of National Emergency. Now, I should say, besides one element of the issue, I'm a huge fan of this one. I believe, personally, because that's how beliefs work, that each From the Ashes title is getting better with each new issue. And so this one was pretty fun. It opens up in the factory of Magic trying to learn chess, and she's realizing the importance of chess is that it's not about winning, it's trying to prolong losing for as long as possible, and maybe something will come up from it. When Oya tells her to come to the command center as Trevor Fitzroy, who I don't really have that much experience with outside of his initial Upstarts, which explains why this title of this issue is called Upstarts. And he is planning on killing mutants for the likes and for stream, as he's going to start streaming it, which seems interesting that he's not working at Mojo, but I guess Mojo's over in NYX, and he can't be in two storylines. Though it does turn out he is working with somebody else, but we'll get there. Cyclops isn't thrilled about it, but he's preoccupied, as is Quentin and Psylocke. Um, and so Magic's turn to run the mission with Oya and Juggernaut, and he's going to send Beast as well. And Beast is hesitant to go, as he has very important research involving Magneto. And so it's a little hint of that Magneto's in the chair for a reason. And I'm getting a feeling it might be like X-Men Forever Volume 2 by Chris Claremont, where all the mutants were slowly dying anyways by being burnt out every time they use their powers. So I'd be curious to see if that goes that direction. Magic immediately takes charge and says that he is coming with them. So that's fun. They go to Detroit where a mutant is being chased, and Trevor's there. And it turns out Trevor's using the old men, last seen in Ecstatics. So a lot of Ecstatics attention being given, as people made a lot of X Factor. It's a modern day Ecstatics. And we get a great splash page of Magic, and I like this artist doing this, but also, like Stigman doing as a official artist. And so Magic's clearly in charge, as she's the one who takes on Trevor and everyone else. There's a fun segment where Beast keeps trying to figure out who, after hearing two people's names, he starts taking a guess who his opponent is. Trevor tries to drop lava on Magic, but apparently her soul sword resists that. We get great motivation of Juggernaut explaining how he's not a mutant, but he's going to stand with his mutant allies. So Trevor's using portals to stay ahead of Magic, but Magic, he's accustomed to portals, but she was born in the shadows of portals, and so she knows how to open up Limbo Disc of her own and defeats him. While all this is just a distraction ploy, great Magic strategy as Oya goes, finds the mutant, and rescues her. She has a bit of a fish element to her. Green hair, pale yellowish skin, but it can never have too many green hair mutants. A lot of kicks to the face too. Magic does it, and then Beast does it. So pretty cool. And so Trevor goes home, back to his base. We see the headlines are upstarts humiliate the X-Men, and it's like that's not quite the story, but thankfully it's Magic, and she's not going to care what people think, even if it's enlarged. But it turns out Trevor Fitzroy is working with the Sugar Man. So I just read an Excalibur comic not too recently, where not too recently. Does that mean from far long ago? Recently, I read an Excalibur comic where Sugar Man was there. It's the issue right after Age of Apocalypse, which makes sense as he cannot be in an issue before Age of Apocalypse. But instead of Mojo, we get Sugar Man, who I don't really know much of outside of Generation X. We get a sit rep that Glob is their chef, and Beast thinks Magic did a great job. So that's pretty cool. And then we find out who Magic is playing with. As we see, it's a metal hand with a red gauntlet. So, yep. Peter Rasputin has found his way into this comic because I guess we were enjoying it too much. There's a letters page here, which I made a point of sending one to for Exceptional X-Men. So hopefully I gush hard enough and they put me in there. But I probably should do one for this issue, right? Because it has magic. And that's what I'm all about. So this issue hinted at a psychic rescue. And next issue, I guess we find out what that was about with Psylocke and Kid Omega, who um, I'm still not on board with, so I did not miss him here. So our second issue, we're going to review. I should fix this. I had a comic on top of it. Is Nation X issue 3 of 4. Apologies to the late Karl Moline that who passed last week. I said I didn't own any of his comics work, and it turns out I do. So, Boxes is called that, mostly because it's a story featuring Madison Jeffries and Diamond Lil, both from Alpha Flight. And if you want a visual component, I reviewed this on TikTok at Jacko SIII, and um, so you want to follow along there. And this story, he got to draw Magic, and who knows who the gal next to her is. Looks like Danny, perhaps, with the longer brown hair. And Jeffries narrates, I knew she was coming, that I wouldn't be able to avoid her anymore. That's what Utopia was, a home for all mutants. And Lil needed that right now, and after what I did. And Dr. Nemesis, who I miss, like he was such a big part of Utopia. And then, like, was he even on Krakoa? Which was for lovers. And he's like, Jeffries, good lord, man, what's gotten into you? I guess they have a complicated Alpha Flight history. And um and so they get very intimate together. And it ends with, and she was dead an hour later. 4 days after that, I put her in a glass box. The separation's better for us. And it's like, what happened? Like, why did we kill Diamond Lil all of a sudden? And then this issue also has a main feature with armor. Oh, I missed the credits page. And it's written script by Chris Yost. Color John Rauch, edits Nick Lowe, and special thanks to Rick Magyar. I wonder what that's about. Inside cover ads for Planet Hulk. The animated feature, which I wish they did more of. And then there's a unresolved issues short with Danger and Armor as they work out their astonishing hang-ups. And Kitty's shown in the flashback of this one. And then Anoli, Magic, and Cannonball, and some others, rock slides there, are in a story called The Big Boy Pants, where Anoli's complaining about not wanting to plant seeds or anything, and Magic immediately just teleports him away to some desert locale. And he's there for 5 days before she checks in on him. And he like goes, I know, I learned my lesson, I learned my lesson. And she's like, there was no lesson. Horrible Magic impression. I sent you here because it made me sick to look at you. He's like, what? And then he teleports her back, and then he's just like, everything's fine, everyone. Because everyone's sensitive about her sending the new X-Men into limbo. So, but we just see Magic's back to gardening, and she looks remorse or sad, and Anoli looks confused, and I'm confused. Like, why? Like, clearly it was so he learns the lesson he wants, but then why is she so mean? And then there's a Cannonball as well, story in the back, and no one I care about. So there we go. Because I'm of the school of mind that Danny's the leader of the new X or New Mutants. So let's check out what came out last week, everybody. So other comics came out was Avengers 18, also by McKay, and it said guest starring the X-Men, but it's barely Cyclops and Kid Omega. No Magic appearance at all. So hashtag Magic Watch and a zero. But he gives blessing to Storm. Not like she needs it, but because he offers like, well, if you want a position on a team, we'll take you. And she's like, I don't think either of us could take orders from the other, which is an odd choice. Like, I'm pretty sure Cyclops will listen to Storm. I mean, she's the true leader of the X-Men. And then Hyperon was on his way to destroy the planet, our planet, Earth. And everyone's decided to kill him. Captain Marvel makes a call, and then Vision figures out a way to send him to an alternate planet where he can be their hero and problem solve. I guess massive spoilers for the other comics that came out last week. Dazzler 1, which shot way high up in my list of From the Ashes titles. She's on her world tour. Domino is her head of her security. I lost a lot of respect for Wind Dancer, who put Sakura image inducer around her collar around her neck so she can be a normal girl drumming, and it's like ridiculous. Especially as everyone knows Dazzler's a mutant, so it's like, why can't she have a mutant in the band? Thankfully, that subplot goes away like 8 pages later, but it's like ridiculous. Like, I think we're beyond it. You tell me in a world where like Thor's a recognized god of thunder, and it's like, yo, Shark Girl, a girl shark playing the drums, too much for me. It's ridiculous. Deathlock 50th anniversary special came out. So just recognizing that. Oh, Ultimate X-Men 7. So great. We get introduced to Ultimate Psylocke, who's canon. Or Kanan? I bet it's Kanan. That sounds prettier, right? And we see her. We get more into the cult of the Children of the Atom, which I like how you're taking that moniker. And it's like, yeah, that sounds cultish. Uh, as they are learning, they're trying to get more involved with mutants. They really like having Shadow King in their party, but they want more mutants. Sunspot's reference, so it's like, oh, are we getting more into the proper Ultimate Universe? Because I would love to have Magic take part of note of this team. Trying to think what else happened. Probably should look at my Twitter account, Jackal SII, as I do reviews every Wednesday or Thursday, depending on if I can take a break and read some comics. Oh, Wolverine Deep Cut 3, which was disappointing because Kitty Pryde was in 1 and 2 and not in 3 at all. And so it's just Wolverine soloing the Marauders as the clone Sabretooth holds back, which is also weird because he fought Sabretooth in issue 2, so it's just like, I guess all Sabretooths. But also makes me feel like the Marauders are not that threatening if all it takes is a not quite Berserker Logan to decimate them. Oh, speaking of better issues, X Factor 2, which seems like a whole issue of why Lorna and Alex should not be together. And now they find themselves on opposite sides where he is a government stooge, which I guess as a government stooge, I maybe should take the foot off the pedal there. But she's signing with mutants who want to just, reclaim their glory that they had on Krakoa. So, not bad. Dr. Reyes, Cecilia Reyes, and Frenzy get some time. So it's just overall, a huge improvement. Like none of our favorite characters got murdered or potentially murdered, so that was great. And um, the next issue caption says that a member will die. So I was like, well, dang. Hopefully it's not Frenzy or Dr. Reyes. But you would think it would have to be one of those two to make us care, right? But hopefully not. Hopefully we're beyond that. All right. And so next week, nope, on Wednesday, September 25th, Avengers Annual 1 featuring the Infinity Watch, which I don't care about. Chasm, Curse of Cain, issue 2, which reminds me I did not read issue 1 because even Ultimate Spider-Man had to drop off of reading because I'm just like, I'm just an X-Men guy now. Though Ben Riley's Scarlet Spider costume is on the cover, so maybe I will read it. Deadpool Team Up 2, which reminds me I did not read Deadpool Team Up 1. Let's actually look that up on Fandom. Okay, so Fandom says Dragon Lord's there, Lady Anime, Dragon Man, Logan, Crystar, which I do like Crystar 6 with Nightcrawler. And yeah, so seems missable. If you like Rob Liefeld, which I guess I'm cold on Rob Liefeld. Hey, Namor 3 comes out, which after listening to the Cerebro episode, a little more interested in that. Oh, NYX3, so that's exciting. Phoenix 3, not as exciting. Uh, hey, Uncanny X-Men 3, Nightcrawler's on the cover, who we sincerely missed last issue. Venom War is nonstop. Oh, hey, Wolverine Revenge 2, which at one point, Colossus is going to be in it, so, ugh. But also Danny Moonstar, perhaps? Oh, this is the series that had Omega Red. Oh, and Sabretooth's in it, and maybe Cable? Someone blonde. Oh, and Deadpool too. I don't know, it's Hickman and Capullo, but none of those people get me excited to check out that. Oh, and X-Force 3 with Rachel and Psylocke. Or, I'm sorry, Rachel and Betsy Braddock. So, on Wednesday, I'm looking forward to X-Force 3, NYX3, I guess Phoenix 3, and then Wolverine Revenge 2. I don't know, it takes a lot for me to get interested in a Wolverine solo. And then Namor 3. Stingray's been in it for all you Stingray fans. Um, so yeah, that's comics. Uh which I should go on the podcast's Twitter and Instagram page. I should post the magic page from Nation X3, or a panel I should say. And you can find that at SNFWM. And then, here, what else do I got to promote? Oh, there's always the website, shadowandflameofmagic.com, the home of the what started it all, what launched everything. And then I'm on YouTube at Jacko SIII. I just got a Fortnite creator code, also Jacko SIII. So feel free to use that if you're a Fortnite fan at all. As I'm going to start trying to do item shop videos and, hopefully see if anyone wants it and to use it. So I will appreciate the consideration there. And I'll talk to you next time. All right, everyone. Bye.